Well, hello there. I'm out in this amazing sub-alpine Australian forest. I'm probably at the moment at about 1200 meters of altitude. So not super high, but also a fair bit higher than I normally hike. It's pretty late in the afternoon. I've had a reasonably unproductive day of mucking about at home, getting my stuff ready, and then getting caught in a huge thunderstorm on the way out here. This really cool logging trail, long since abandoned, but still here. So I'm just I'm taking it down for a couple of kilometers to check out a creek that's down the bottom, and if I can find somewhere safe that has, you know, some open-ish space with a bit of shelter from the wind, then I'll probably end up camping. But if it's kind of closed forest with big trees, then given the weather conditions, I may just have an early dinner and then head home again, even though it's a few hours drive for me, so I'll be driving back at night. It's just rained here obviously, so the ground's nice and damp, and it's got that kind of fresh earthy smell. So if I can find a good spot to camp, the plan is really just to relax. It's yeah, it's been a super busy time for me. Yeah, I'm pretty knackered. So I'm just gonna hopefully find a good spot to chill out and maybe stare into the campfire for a bit, and cook up some good food. So that's the plan. But like I say, I've never been to this area before. The weather forecast for today isn't great. I'm going to be very careful, and if I don't get the sense that this is a safe place to camp, I'm pulling the plug. It's obviously been logged at some point, which makes sense if this is a logging road. This trail is actually in really good nick. I kind of spotted it on the satellite imagery when I was sort of scouting out spots to go, and I was hoping to drive down here, and about 100 meters in from the main trail there was a big tree that had fallen across this track, so I wasn't able to drive any further. But it's the only one that I've spotted so far. I'm more than halfway down here now, so a good K&a-half in. So if that wasn't there, I could have driven a lot further, but yeah, it's a nice walk, so not too unhappy with that. This guy's an absolute monster. I actually wonder why they didn't cut it down. Looks pretty straight to me, but glad they left it. Oh man, this is such a nice forest. It's beautiful in here. Check that out. Just stunning. Really cool to be here. So as I'm walking down this old trail, I'm just keeping an eye out for possible places where I can camp. I don't have a particular objective in mind. It's really just to be out here and spend some time out in nature. This is really nice through here. Got like a stringy bark open woodland with a bit of grass layer on the ground. That could be a potential spot because it has a bit of an open canopy. Potentially less risk from trees if the wind picks up later on. Yeah, this is just really nice forest. So I've just hit the end of the trail, and I've just walked off the trail for a couple hundred meters just to explore what's around here. The creek, which I was aiming for, and looked pretty close to maps, in real life actually looks a hell of a lot further away. It's all the way down there somewhere. And to be honest, I am not super keen to go down there with a heavy pack on. I've got plenty of water with me. I've actually chucked in an extra 4 litres just in case this happened. So I wasn't planning on walking super far anyway. So I think now the plan is there's a couple of nice spots just off the trail. So I think I'm just going to find a relatively flat spot, hopefully with a bit of open open canopy, so the risk of tree fall, etc., is reduced if the wind picks up, which it may well do this evening. So I may have found a half reasonable spot. Big tree that's come down just over here. And that's actually opened up quite a nice gap in the canopy. Doesn't look like it from here, but I did have a look around underneath. So that's my fallback at this stage. Oh, so nice out here. It is super muggy though, because it rained pretty hard, especially that little storm cell that came over earlier today. And I think it was still about 17 or 18 degrees when I got out of the car. I'm just sweating, yeah. All right, there's a bit of thunder in the background, so not a good sign. So I need to make a decision. I found three okay spots. I'm just quickly double checking those spots now. They look to be the safest spots out in the forest. Yeah, obviously thunder is not a good sign. All right, it's getting dark. Not because it's getting late, it's still only about 4:30, so clouds and the thunder rolling in. It's really hard to tell how bad it's going to be. There's still patches of light around, so yeah, it's hard to tell. I wouldn't mind camping here. It's not a bad spot. I'm protection from this fallen log here, and there is a bit of a gap, but I'm just a little bit too far down the gully to be comfortable, I think. I mean, it's completely dry, well, mostly dry here, but if you got a heavy downpour, it's probably not the best spot to be. So there was a pretty good clearing a bit further up, so I'm going to have a look at that. Kind of 50-50 at this stage, guys. It's there's a lot of fallen timber around, and you know, I just want to make sure I'm safe. Yeah, I really want to camp out tonight. I really want to cook on the fire, and if there wasn't a chance of a storm, I'd be 100% already set up. But yeah, just got to make sure, yeah, it's everything's gonna be cool. So this is the best spot I've been able to find so far. There's a little bit of flat ground over there, and it's mostly clear of trees. Yeah, not sure. All right, rain's getting heavier, it's getting darker. I'm making my way back to the trail just in case there's something heavier comes through. At least there's a bit of clearer, more open ground there. And then I'm going to reevaluate what the plan is. I don't mind camping in the rain. In fact, I was kind of looking forward to being out here in the rain, but it's what comes next that has me a little bit concerned. So I actually quite like the rain, and I'm not sad it's raining because we've been in drought for so long that any rain's good. A little bit of bright sky over there. It's obviously coming in from this way. It's not getting any better. Just had some lightning pretty close by, so that's starting to get concerning. I found a slightly more open patch here where a few trees have already fallen down, so I'm contemplating setting the tarp up and just seeing what happens, just to get out of the rain. Well, the good thing is I've had this jacket for almost a year and I've never actually used it in the rain because it basically hasn't rained for a year, so that's good. Boom. So I'm just going to set the tarp up. It's going to be pretty basic lean-to. I'm honestly not sure if I'm going to camp tonight. I'm just going to have a snack and see how things pan out. Yeah, I got this idea from Corporal's Corner. If you haven't seen him yet on YouTube, check him out. It's basically a pre-set up ridgeline, which is really handy for tarps. I actually went out camping a couple of weeks ago and I started filming it. And for a whole range of reasons, I ended up canning it about halfway through. I did stay out the night, but I was mucking around the tarp trying to get it set up for just hours and hours and just couldn't get it right. So that kind of motivated me to look at alternative solutions. So yeah, it's really quite nifty. It's just a bit of 550 paracord. I've got a tighter bowline in there, and I've got a series of prusik loops. So we'll see how easy it is, but it should, in theory, let me set up the tarp really quickly. And then I'm just going to finish it off with a taut line hitch. Well, that works pretty well. Geez, must have been 4 minutes. Oh, I guess I'll be able to check on the camera later on, but 4 or 5 minutes and got a pretty decent quick lean-to set up. So I've just made myself a very quick sandwich. It's always good to have something to drink or a bite to eat when you're sort of trying to make a decision out here. The tarp's working an absolute treat. But yeah, as you can hear, that thunder is not going away. So, you'd be surprised to hear I'm still not really sure what I'm going to do. The whole kind of purpose of this trip was just to relax, enjoy some time by the campfire and cook up some food. I've got some flour with me. I was going to cook up some damper. I've got a lamb shank, which I really want to cook up in the billy can, give that a go. But it's just gone 5:10. The weather's not getting worse, or the thunder, as you can hear in the background, is still sticking around. It's actually really nice just sitting here and being dry under the tarp and in the rain. So I'm just going to sit here for a bit, enjoy it. And I'm going to have me a thinking beer. This is a oh, focus, there we go. So this is a brand new one from Canberra, probably Canberra's first microbrewery, Zierholz. It's their German ale. They've just released it in cans. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. Listen to the rain, watch the forest. I've got a nice view here, so it's actually a pretty good spot. But the rain has definitely just kicked up again. So it's actually a really different beer to what I normally drink. I normally drink IPAs and pale ales and the hoppier beers, but yeah, this one's obviously a German ale, as the name suggests, but yeah, it's more like a Pilsner or a lager, or that kind of lighter flavoured beer. But it's very enjoyable, particularly when you're in an amazing forest like this. Anyway, shelter's working a treat. The Tarp, really happy with the ridgeline. That quick deploy ridgeline, really useful actually if you enjoy getting out and about and camping. Took me 15-20 minutes to make it home, and my god, compared to last trip when I tried to set up a bloody tarp, yeah, awesome. So yeah, actually got out for a camp 2 weeks ago, and I do have some footage of it, but yeah, I kind of stopped filming halfway through, which is a bit weird, and so I haven't really done anything with that, but ooh, bit of lightning. So I went to the same river camp from a couple of videos ago, where I did a bit of a sort of bushcraft bacon kind of breakfast cook up in the morning, and just kind of hung out there. But yeah, went there and walked into River Gorge. It was a nice day. As I was saying, so it was a nice day. I walked into the River Gorge, got to where I wanted to go, had some really cool new bass lures, so I was targeting bass. I wanted to go for a fish, because on that previous video I'd been lying awake at night under this tarp actually, and had heard the fish jumping all night, and so I was pretty keen to go back there and catch some. And so yeah, I had my fishing rod and my tackle, looking at you, Scotty, and yeah, I got myself a really nice bass. Spent an hour out there fishing, and then yeah, it just kind of, after that, it just didn't really work for me. So I been really busy lately, so I ended up pulling the plug on filming. I wasn't, yeah, for whatever reason, just wasn't feeling it, and yeah, so just ended up hanging out there and just trying to relax a bit. So this trip in effect was trying to just relax as well. Man, this is awesome, just sitting here in the rain. The beer is going down very, very well, and this is just awesome to be out here, just dry and happy and listening to the rain. So the thinking beer is really not helping me think, to be honest. Yeah, I'm enjoying being here, but my concern about it getting worse over the night is not going away. So anyway, still got a bit more to go. Perhaps I'll come to a resolution. It's been so nice just sitting here. I've just been enjoying the distant sound of thunder. It's a little bit further away than it was, which is good. The rain has stopped for the time being, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna keep going. As much as I'm enjoying sitting here and relaxing and being in the forest, I think the reality is I'm not going to get a good night's sleep. I'm pretty wet as it is. I'd have to get changed, and yeah, I don't think it's going to work tonight. Which sucks, I'm going to be honest, really sucks. I was kind of just really hoping to sit by the fire, and I could totally get a fire going, but not the issue. But getting it started and keep it going, and actually being comfortable enough to relax, which is what I wanted to do, is another matter entirely. If I knew it was going to be like this, the whole night, I'd totally do it, but yeah, just got a feeling it's going to get a lot worse. Kind of feels like the calm before the storm, if that makes sense. So it stopped raining. I'm just having a little bit of a poke around. The forest. This is definitely a place I want to come back to for sure. It's a really nice forest. It's got a great structure. It's open. It's got lots of timber. So it's quite easy to walk through. The terrain's not too bad, particularly up here on the spur. There's the Tarp, which did a pretty good job. But one of the reasons why I am not super keen to stick around is just have a look how much fallen timber is around in here. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere you walk, trees would come down. If I had to, if I was like on a multi-day hike and I was stuck out here, I would make it work for sure, but yeah, I don't have to be, so I'm not going to take the chance. Yeah, look at it all. There's just so much timber down here. Well, going for a bit of a wander around. Sally helped me make up my mind. There's just too much risk in this forest at the moment to camp here. There's fallen timber everywhere, trees down. And so, yeah, the risk is if the wind pops up, some of those trees are definitely going to come down tonight. Sometimes you got to listen to your gut. And yeah, so sorry guys, I'm really sorry it's not going to be a camping video. It's been cool. I've never been here before. It's been nice to explore it and come down here and see what the country's like, and I'm definitely going to come back here at some point. So, but yeah, just when the weather is better. Alrighty, tarp's all packed up, bag's packed. I'm about ready to head back to the car. It's 20 past 6, so actually it's getting on a bit. Like I said, I was enjoying just being in the forest, so may as well make the most of it while I'm out here. Well, this one's a fresh one. You can see the it's not really dry, not really wet, sorry. So yeah, tree's a little bit rotten inside, and gust of wind, and over they go. Yeah, you can just see it. This forest is just, I mean, this is how the eucalypt forests work. That is probably the biggest widowmaker I've ever seen hanging in a tree. It's obviously come off this monster. You got caught up in that fork, but yeah, wow. Sure as hell wouldn't want that coming down on you. So I'm getting a little bit higher in altitude now, probably close to 1,300 meters above sea level. Having that mist just slowly fill through the forest. Even though it's only been an afternoon out in the forest, it's been, it's a massive recharge of the batteries for me, so blown away by this really awesome sub-alpine forest. We've got some pretty good stuff here in Australia. Some pretty cool places, we're very lucky. How awesome is this? Just amazing. There's a very unhappy lyrebird that I just startled. Oh man, this is just beautiful. Check it out. So awesome. You know, I'm so lucky to have within a 2.5, really 2 hour, oh, there's another one, 2 lyrebirds. Ooh. Hey buddy. It's always nice being interrupted by the wildlife. Yeah, I was just saying that, oh shush, crikey. yeah, it's just really, I'm really lucky that I live in a place that within 2 to 3 hour drive, I've got access to all this amazing wilderness. And look, it doesn't happen by accident. And thankfully, a lot of this is protected, which is fantastic. But, you know, things change. Look at the way the world is now. And, you know, it's on all of us to make sure that these places are here for future generations. Oh man, I've seen so many lyrebirds recently that they're really cool birds. But I only ever have the GoPro on me when I see them, which means I can't zoom in and show you how cool they are. But oh, this walk out is phenomenal. Just with that mist coming in, it's an entirely different landscape. Just beautiful, really, really stunning. So back in the car. It's almost dark outside, so it's going to be a bit of a long drive home. Unfortunately, I probably won't get home till about 10 o'clock, maybe a bit later. And I've got to be careful here in Australia at this time of night. You get a lot of wombats and kangaroos and other sorts of critters that like to travel along the road or cross the road, so I've got to watch out for them. But yeah, look, all in all, a bit disappointing it's not a camping video. Again, I'm sorry about that. I will try and do something again very soon. Really awesome part of the country, and I'm glad I got out here to explore it and have a look around, and I've got some great intel for a future trip. So yeah, one last thing, if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, really appreciate if you can subscribe. The channel's getting a little bit of momentum now. I've got you know, a few videos that are doing okay, but I'd love to keep growing, and it really sort of motivates me to get out here and do this. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button. I hate asking for it. It's one of those things that really annoys me about YouTube, and here I am asking you to do the same thing that really annoys me. But if you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. Otherwise, drop a comment, like below. Thanks, guys. So I did just try to drive off, and then I realized I have one of these little bad boys on my arm. So I've got to get that guy off before he gets too much fatter. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We get lots of leeches out here when the damp forest environment. So not surprising, but not particularly pleasant either. Didn't take too much. Just was able to pull it off, which is nice. So yeah, hopefully I haven't got any other passengers to ride home. That'd be pretty unpleasant. Catch you next time. Oh wow, this is a sketchy drive. Dirt road at night, fog. Visibility is down to about 20 meters, I'd say. Yeah, I'll take this slow. I just can't see anything. Hopefully when I get into the valley below, it'll lighten up. Otherwise it's going to be a long bloody drive home. I'm doing 40 k's an hour. That's about as fast as I can go at the moment. Oh, that leech bite is bloody itchy as. It leeches will pump an anticoagulant into your blood. So once I've got rid of it, it's the blood's starting to come out pretty quickly, and it's itchy as all. Oh, itchy, very itchy.